All right, we're going to do a long-awaited basement update. The basement is like 99% done, and then I've set up some drawer units, how I want drawers to be stored down here. So let's go down and take a look. As we're coming down, you can see there's a lot more light coming from down here, and we actually have some molding down here now. And what we did in this section, as I mentioned before, I think, because there was a hole down there that was bigger, we used a double molding. So he used a larger molding on top, and then he basically used the same molding lower down. So what happens is when we transition to just the lower molding, it matches, at least the lower part. So I think it looks a little bit better than just having the large top one and then the small bottom one for the rest over here. And we did the same off the stairs on this side, around the corner, and on that side of these double doors. I'm not sure if I showed anybody these double doors specifically or not. These were originally here, but once we moved the furnace ended up being right in front of them. So I've left the double doors here for access to the furnace. However, other than those two plugs, there's not a lot that really needs to be accessed on this side. And as you can see, there's plenty of room on this side, and there's even more on the other side over there. So I'm thinking that this might be a case where if I need more storage space, I can just put some shelves in front of these doors, or at some point have them removed and just have a wall reinserted there. But going this way, we've got, there's the broom. This section over here is where I was originally thinking of putting the Bricklink store. It's not going to fit. But you can see we've got some lights up top there. Even if you don't see them, you can see that there's a lot of light down here. Light is not going to be a problem down here. I have already moved down the Acro Mills drawer units into a big pile here. So yeah, there's a lot of those here. We still got a mess here at the fireplace, the area on the other side of the fireplace, the other door for the entrance to where that furnace is. We do have to do some repair on this door up here. Those slats are sliding around. I don't think that'll be a big problem. We do need to get that taken care of. The bathroom, which has been painted and all that, is taken care of, so we're good in here with that. Happy about how that turned out. The doors, access to the washing machine and the drying basin next to it. And then the next door down here, which of course leads to more storage. It connects up to the other area with the laundry or the washing machine, and that's my inline water heater. But then also over here, this is where we're gonna put the store. And what I've done is I spent some time down here setting up drawer units and at the ends of where I plan on putting them. I'm leaving them this way so that when my construction guy comes by, I can describe to him what I want to happen. Over here on the left, on the wall, we're going to have a set of adjustable shelves. And they're going to go from the floor to the ceiling. What I'm going to do is, because that light switch is going to be right there, I'm going to ask that in this area on this side of the drawer unit over here on the shelving, we're going to put a notch in that riser so that a hand can reach in there and turn the light on. The light is only for the area in the crouch space, so it's not even anything that I need to worry about getting to a lot. I'd like to have the drawers, the shelves adjustable, but basically I have those two units of the little shoe boxes down there for size comparison. Then what we're going to do is we're going to have a set of 4 drawer units here. So one on one end, one on the other, 2 in the middle. And then another gap. And this gap is going to be large enough to put 2 of those shoe boxes down at the bottom. And again, have adjustable shelves. Now the reason I'm doing adjustable shelves in the middle is information that I obtained from my electrician. That plug right there is the GFI plug. And it's basically a GFI plug for all the plugs down here on this side of the basement. Which means if I trip something, I have to get in there to press the button on that to activate it again. So I don't want to have drawer units in front of that. But if I have adjustable shelves and I just have to pull a tote out and reach in, that's fine. But yeah, I can't do that otherwise. So then I'm going to have 4 more drawer units on this side. So that's going to be a total of 8 on that side. I was really hoping to do 10. And I can do 10, but then I can't really have a space to get to the... I could have a little bit of a space to get to the plug, but it causes problems later on. So we're just going to go with an 8. And then in the very corner, we're going to do some shelves on this other wall. That last shoebox in there, we'll have to probably have the one before it taken out before I can get it out. But I plan on having shelves in there just to make better use of that space. And so they'll come over here. And I'd originally said I wanted to do 4 sets of 2. But what happens there is now I'm going to be running into the vent. I don't want to cover the vent. So I think we're going to do 3 sets of 2 and come back a little bit further. And that's okay. We'll work with that. And then we're going to have floating 2 runs of 8 units back to back. So that one run will be right here and one run will be right here. Plenty of room in between to get a cart on both ends and between the aisles. It's probably even a little bit more room than is needed, but I figured I'd err a little bit on that. I also had an issue with this pole here. I could have extended the runs, like the space between them, to put that pole in between this run, but that's just even more wasted space. And if I backed off these over here and crunched the space a little bit more here, just to give me more room overall, on the other end of things eventually, what could happen is that that pole can end up being a lot closer to a drawer unit or in the middle of something. And so what I have done now is I know that I can just pull a drawer out like this, and I'm still in clearance of this, even with this unit that would be here. So I'm not too worried about the placement of the pole right now. Plus, once I put another run over here, I believe there's still going to be enough clearance between the pole and the run to slide a cart through. So I think that placement is probably all right for the pole. Also, on the tops of these floaters, I'm going to make sure that there's a solid piece of wood along the top. So when I put my pick-a-brick cups on the top, if one was to fall over and open up, pieces aren't going to be falling down in between them into the framework for holding the drawer units together. I'm going to do the same sort of thing on the wall, except for it's going to be only to the wall, not across 2 units, obviously. And I'm also going to have it so it's flat, and then on the back side up. So like a backsplash in a kitchen. Same idea. And I want to be very careful about that in the far corner, too, to make sure that nothing falls behind in there. What else is there going to be? I think that's pretty much it. Where the shelves are going to go, I'd like to have the adjustable shelves match the height of the top drawer unit. Now, right here, this drawer unit's a perfect example. When we go up, we can only go up so far, but over there we can go up a little higher. It's actually perfect because also on the very bottom of all the drawer units, on the wall and on the floaters, I want to have more shelves for these shoebox type things. There should be 2 shelves high. I think in a prior video I took, we basically mocked it up with those. Those are 13 inches high, and I think what I'm planning on is 12. So it was very close. And so they'll be raised up a little bit, which will also help because I won't have to bend down as much. And actually the bottom drawers are not going to be the 64s. They're going to be the 24s at the very bottom. I just used whatever drawer units I had convenient to actually mock it up on the floor. So we'll have the shoe boxes at the bottom, then the 24 unit. Above the 24 unit, there'll be a 44 unit, which is the combo, large at the bottom, small at the top. And then there'll be 2 of the 64s, the small drawers above that. I think it'll look sharp all being uniform like that. Over here, though, with those 2 shelves at the bottom and the 4 units, that top unit comes to about here. So I won't be able to put any pick-a-brick cups directly above where these are, but that's okay. But I want to have the top of the drawer, the adjustable shelves, the same height as the top of the unit, just so it looks uniform all the way around. And I think that's an easy enough thing to accomplish. Otherwise, I think everything is looking pretty good. I also did not have the electrician put in any lights down here. It's a little dimmer down here because I didn't want him to pre-put the lights in and then turn out that like the lights were shining down over the direct top of one of the floater units. That just, it wouldn't make any sense to have the light here as opposed to over here where I want the light in between. So basically, once this is solidified and my construction guy goes, yes, this is what we can make, then at some point I can have the electrician back and hang those lights. He's buying a house. Actually, he's probably already bought it at this point, so he's got a lot going on. So he pushed hard and he got what he needed to get done here done And then there's a few more projects we want to get to here, but they're smaller. They're not going to be as much of a problem. So we will deal with those as we go forward. We may have some additional paint touch-ups to do on the ceiling. I keep seeing little things, especially with more light down here. I'm starting to see more places where the black didn't go well or something happened here. I'm not sure what happened there. But as you can see, this cross beam here, there's a little bit of paint that could be added on the side just to touch it up a little bit. But that's kind of nitpicking because really overall the ceiling looks really sharp, I think, as far as keeping things uniform. And you don't see that grungy black, grungy woody look. I just like it a little bit better. And I'm really glad I had this suggestion from someone. So anyway, if you've got any suggestions about the layout over here that I've discussed, if, an improvement, something I maybe did not think of, please let me know. I have thought far enough ahead that I have room to put through here, I think 5 more runs of 8 units on each side, 4 high. So, you know, there's 8 on a thing, 4 high, 8 times 4, 32, and then 2 sides, 64. So, I mean, each run is going to have 64 units. And I have, I think, room for 5 more of those all the way over to getting close to where the fireplace is. I'm not really thinking I'm going to be using the fireplace. It's more decorative at this point. But in any case, that's the space I have through here. If you have any comments or questions, please put them down below. Thank you so much for everybody who subscribed. I really appreciate that. Last time I checked, I was at 111, so that was kind of funny. And again, thank you very much.